Welcome back to the Jump Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Grazel Moreno, aka Coach G. And to my day one listeners and watchers, what's up? If this is your first time tuning in, what's up, what's up, what's up? Get ready, girl. Get ready, because I'm about to change your life. I'm just kidding. All jokes aside, though, no, for real. Sometimes I feel like this podcast really is, and what people have said is like, they'll really just be exactly what they need to hear. Like, it's like, I needed that. Give me more. Give me more. So here I am. Giving you more. All right. Anyways, today's topic is something that I find myself constantly having to talk about and coach clients through. There's no way, I'm not going to dance around it. There's no way to cover this topic other than the simple fact of just literally saying it as it is. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's going to come off a certain way, and that's totally okay. Here's the thing though. I'm a firm believer, not the accent coming out. I'm a firm believer. I can't even say it. No. I'm a firm believer. See, Filipinos be something, because you put the F's and the B's and the V's together, and it's like all of a sudden you can't talk English. Anyways, do you even talk English? You don't talk English. You speak English. Oh, we're just off to a start today, guys. We're just off to a start. I firmly believe that in order for you to fix something, you have to be aware of it. Like, you can't fix a problem you don't know exists. Excuse me for the interruption, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Make sure I'm not on loudspeaker if there are kids around, okay? Because there have been some F-bombs dropped on this thing, and so just be conscious. This is not work environment safe. All right? Okay. Let's get back to it. And so today I'm going to cover one of the biggest freaking problem that I see with people that keeps them stuck, and primarily only really looking at this from nutrition, because in previous episodes I've covered fitness extensively. However, let's really talk about the nutrition, because if you're tuning into this podcast, chances are, like a big chance, is that you're here because you either have a weight loss goal or a fat loss goal, or you just want to put on muscle, like fucking lean muscle, like you're not trying to really bulk up. You're not quite there, and that's okay. I have a couple clients who are in there, I want to put on muscle, but a big chunk of my clients, like 90%, are all body recomp people. Bam. So anyways, that's where we're going to come from. All right. So we're going to cover nutrition. Here's the thing though. Like I said, we're going to talk about some stuff. We're going to highlight some of the issues that comes and shows up in your behaviors and the things that you do in your lives and circumstances. And again, like I've said in previous podcasts, we are not coming from a place of judgment at all or criticism. We are coming in with curiosity. Okay. We're going to be on some investigator shit today as you're listening. So please just keep that in mind. And also remember, open mind and open heart. Okay. Just because we're unpacking all this thing doesn't mean it means anything about you. So let's just start there. Know where your mind's going to go as you're going into this. Like, oh my God, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Girl, okay, first of all, sure, if you are the problem, it's you. What you going to do about it? This is for the girlies who, if your weekend starts with like that F it mentality, and then at the end, like on Sundays, like you full of regret, this is what this podcast is about. Because if you spend your weekends going into it like, whatever, I deserve this, YOLO, they gonna ball out, I'm gonna eat whatever, I'm gonna do whatever I want, eat whatever I want, I deserve this. And then come Sunday, here you go, sad as hell, bloated, tired, you on the couch just regretting every decision, just feeling bad about it. And then you spiraling into that, I'm gonna just start fresh tomorrow. Because like, fresh start Monday fantasy that I talk about all the time. It's a fantasy because it ain't freaking real. You ain't starting fresh tomorrow, man. You ain't starting fresh. Come on. You say that you're going to be good all week, right? You're like, all right, fresh start Monday. And the reason why I say it's fantasy is because when you start off like, you're going to be like, oh, I promise I'm going to be so good. You're going to be perfect. You're going to be on it. You're going to be locked in. But by Friday, whole different person. All the you have to give, gone. Nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. It's like the moment you clock out, the inner rebel in you just like grabs the wheel. Instead of like Jesus take the wheel, it's you sabotage. You'll self-sabotage grabbing the wheel. And you over here eating everything on site. You might be drinking everything on site. You skipping your workouts on about, yeah, I'll just do it tomorrow. I'll just make it up, blah, blah, blah. Like all your structure gone. Gone. Because apparently, you heading into this weekend, like, I deserve it. I get to be free. I've worked really hard those whole freaking weeks. I get to do whatever the hell I want over the weekend. If that sounds like you, well, we got shit to talk about. Okay. Because here's what's messed up about this entire freaking thing. You're stuck in a loop and you don't even notice. You probably convince yourself that you just need to be disciplined. You just need to be more consistent. You just need to have the willpower to say no. You've been telling yourself that for years. How many more years does it take for you to get the point? And again, a lot of that could be because you don't even realize you're stuck in that loop. You think that the solution to your problems is to just go harder, try harder, do you how you gonna go harder, try harder when you're doing your absolute fucking best already? So is that really the solution? Absolutely the fuck not. Not always. Okay. And this is specifically for the moms. The moms out here who's balancing a career, running a household, doing all the things, taking care of herself. Like, well, I just have to try harder. Try harder. What you gonna try harder with? Try harder restricting yourself? Try harder, skipping meals? Try harder not eating enough? Try harder what? Try harder starving yourself and then binging over the weekend? Well, we gonna keep trying harder doing the things that clearly aren't working? Come on. So anyways, I don't want you to feel like this is judgment, okay? You don't even get to judge yourself. We're just gonna just shed light, okay? Like I said, you're stuck in a loop, in a cycle you're not even aware exists, because your version of being disciplined, your version of trying harder, your version of being more motivated is really just another form of like restriction. Because telling yourself that you can only eat this much or you're starving yourself throughout the week is restriction. Okay. That's not the way to go forward. Because another part is like when you restrict yourself so fucking much to a point that it's not ideal or realistic for you. I'm telling you, as it gets closer to Thursday and Friday, you're gonna be like, fuck it. Like this is for the birds. I don't got time for this. This is ridiculous. Who got time for this? You know what? I don't even care about my goals no more. Fuck that. In that moment, it feels so good to just like F this and F that. And then so you go into the weekend like, nah, bruh, like I'm not gonna do none of that. I'm just gonna do what the hell ever I want. Because you spent the entire week doing something you don't really want to do. Like you're forcing yourself to not eat. You're like literally restricting yourself, and it's hell on earth the entire time, first of all. Okay. It's only a matter of time before you start to rebel, because don't nobody want to be told what the fuck to do, especially if you have to live your life in the ways that just like this fucking sucks. Like I can't stand this. Like I'm not looking for, like I just want to be able to eat the food that I want to eat. Like I just want to be able to enjoy my meals. Like this is ridiculous. Everybody is eating delicious shit and here I am with my freaking chicken, rice and broccoli. Like what the hell is this? I can't eat this, I can't eat that, and all you're consumed by is all the stuff you can't eat. And you can't wait for a cheat weekend or a cheat meal. First of all, just a something about the cheat meal and cheat weekend. Now, my clients know I don't subscribe to this whole cheat meal, cheat weekend, cheat day. No, we don't do that. We don't believe in compensatory type of like behaviors when it comes to food. We don't have to earn our food, let alone make up for eating too much. Okay. We don't do that. Okay. This is not the type of relationship we're building with ourselves and our food at all. As you go into the weekend, this is you rebelling because you spent the entire week doing things you didn't really want to do. You hated every bit of it. You were restricting. And so, like, you crash and burn by the weekend. You're like, F this, F all this, never mind. But then you're in the moment, you're enjoying it, you're just leaning into it, like just indulging. It's full on indulging. But come Sunday, as you're on the couch watching your shows, watching a movie, or scrolling on your phone while you're watching a show, like just freaking doing the most with the multitasking. But as you're sitting there, like you're filled with regrets because quote unquote, you fucked up. You dropped the ball. You fell off the wagon again. And this happens to you every freaking week. And you're just like, well, damn. It's no wonder you go into Monday fucking dreading it. Because it's almost like there is a difference in how you show up on the weekends versus the weekdays. And a lot of it is surrounded in this cycle of restricting yourself, which means just starving the hell out of yourself. Okay. Practically not eating anything just to end up rebelling because you're like, F that. This is for the birds. I don't got time for this. Ridiculous. Like, who cares even? Okay. You start rebelling because that shit ain't sustainable at all. All right. And third, you regret the whole thing. You start to fuck. It's like when you have a hangover and you swear off, oh, never again, never again. But do you never again? No, you do it again. It's like you never learned your lesson and you just repeat the whole thing. You swear off that this time will be different. How will this time be any different if your approach is the freaking same? If your approach is the same, how is this time going to be different? If your approach is the same, how is this time going to be different? If you're showing up from the same place with the same mindset, how is this going to be any different? I try harder. I'm just not gonna eat at all because I gotta make up for overindulging the weekend. Make up for it. I mean, if you just stayed the course and was steady the whole time, you wouldn't have to make up for nothing. But no, instead you want to go hard just to crash and burn, regret, and then repeat, do the whole fucking thing again. The thing about it is, though, when you overindulge over the weekend or you fall off the wagon, so to speak, you go into the week with this, like, I got to make up for it and punishment type of like mentality. You punish yourself for all the ways that you dropped the ball over the weekend. Okay. Between Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like you just completely dropped the ball. All right. You are trying to punish yourself all week just to make up for how you spiraled over the weekend. It looks like starving. It looks like skipping your meals. It looks like pushing through exhaustion, eating shit you don't want to fucking eat at all because, whatever, because you have to eat very, very clean because, you ain't got extra room for calories because you overdid it. And on top of that, it also shows like you trying to undo days worth of just chaos and chaotic eating all over the place, no sense of intention, like just a bunch of it type of eating, a whole lot of cheat meals. Like you're trying to make up and undo all of that in just a couple of sweaty workouts or from starving yourself. That is one of the ways it shows up. It's like you over exercise and you under eat. You're thinking like, I have a lot to undo, so I'm just gonna double down on these things and go hard. And you wonder why by Wednesday you're like, this, where's I'm tired. No shit. How is that going to help you feel your best? It won't. It won't. Like that is just another way of going all or nothing with it. You need to find a way to be able to go at it at a more sustainable pace. And I know that ain't sexy at all because everybody wants results fast, but the same people who's been looking for the results fast has been chasing the same results for the last fucking years, and not over a decade. So like if nothing, you take nothing else from this, slow is fast. Okay. And fast is slow. All right. I need to take a breather. It's because, ooh, this energy, I'm telling you, because that's just the thing. Everybody wants it fast. I don't blame you. Who the hell wants it slow? Who would want results slow? If you can speed it up, you can speed it up. But that's the thing though. If you look back in all the ways that you've approached your fitness and your diets and whatever, and if you've noticed that you've tried to go as hard as possible, as fast as possible, and yet you never got the results you wanted, or you got it and then you lost it, like you couldn't maintain it, couldn't sustain it, then I don't think you need any more proof, because that just goes to show that that wasn't it. That's not how to go about it. And the only reason why I can even speak about this is because I try to do the same thing. I see a lot of my clients try to do the same thing. I coach them through that shit, like coaching them through all the breakdowns and breakthroughs, because a lot of time, here's the thing, okay? Every person's on their own journey. And everyone always asks me, like, well, how fast can I expect results? Depends on you. How fast can you get in line? I'm just kidding. It's contingent on your commitment, all right? And sticking to the plan. And also the most important part is like, how fast can you see results is actually how willing you are and ready you are to go deeper, because the thing that you want, the transformation that you want when it comes to your physique, your body, your life, requires you to do some deep inner work. In order to in order to transform your life, you have to do the inner work. And not right there. Oh, the reason why I say it depends is because every person approaches it differently. Some are so like ready to like face their fears and unpack and undo and move through it, like, and others are like, we'll dance around that thing, we'll continue to be like, oh, this is my problem, da, da, da. Like we'll do everything to avoid the topic instead of just going there until they are forced to face it and forced to confront it. And I think that for me, it's like when someone asks me like, oh, how fast can I expect results? Oh, you start feeling it super soon. But as far as like what you really want, like the transformation you really, really want, and how to get there is dependent on you, the work that you're going to put in and how you're going to stick to the plan and the consistency you're going to put forth. And I'm not even asking for perfection at all, because that's not what it is. It's not about perfection at all. It's just being able to be ready, willing, and able to go deep and do the inner work that you need to do to become the person you need to be, to have the goals that you have and desire. Yeah, this is not about the workout plan. This is not about the nutrition plan. None of that. It's about you becoming who you need to be to finally have the results that you have. And how we get there, it's a lot of unlearning of the bullshit. It's a whole lot of reteaching ourselves in ways that actually helps us and acting in alignment with our future self. And that's not easy, but I promise you, if you just even like work on that, the way it impacts everything else in your life. Because when you work on yourself, it ripples to every areas of your life. I'm just saying, trust me, baby. I'm just saying. But again, back to what I was talking about. So this cycle of restrict, rebel, regret, woe is me, and repeat, you can actually break through it. You can, I promise you. Like this whole like being so motivated on Monday to be like locked the fuck in, and then like your motivation leaving you come Wednesday because it's just not having it. And then you spend the weekend just saying F this and F that, and then just wanting to refresh again. That is a cycle that we need to break. And you can actually break this freaking cycle. But the first and most important step is for you to actually become aware that this is a current problem that you are experiencing. Okay. That you have these behaviors or similar behaviors that are potentially holding you back. Just the awareness alone is important. But I will say, I've heard this said multiple times, awareness is the finish line. But an amendment to that, awareness is the finish line of one race and the start of the next. Because just having the awareness, it's a great start, but it's not going to get you across the finish line. Now that you have the awareness, what's important is you take action. So, with that being said, if you are aware you are stuck in this loop, or you do this thing where you end up restricting because you're trying to make up for the fact that you spiraled or overindulged over the weekend, and you go into the week like over exercising, under eating, and then losing all the motivations to stick to your ridiculously plan of over exercising and under eating, losing all motivation and saying F this, and start to like your rebellious side starts to come off, and you go into the weekend going, I don't got time for this. Like, I ain't doing all this extra shit. And then you go in and overindulge over the weekend just to end up regretting it come Sunday night. And then you go again and repeat the same thing. Show up Monday, trying to compensate for overindulging and going balls to the wall. You go even harder and restricting yourself. You try to, just willpower and have the discipline to stick through. And then life happens, and here you go again. It's happening again. And you're like, I had a tough week. I deserve this. I deserve a break. I deserve this. You deserve this. You deserve to what exactly? You deserve a little treat. You've overtreated yourself last weekend, which is why you're even restricting in the first place. So why do you need to treat yourself again right now? Like, what's going on really for real? Is it that I deserve this treat, or I'm facing discomfort right now? I don't want to stick to it. It's the weekend. I deserve a little break. You might be right. You might deserve a break. But can the break be something that actually helps you? Can we approach the weekend a little bit differently? I'm just saying. There are so many ways to celebrate and reward yourself. Can it be something that actually helps you feel better instead of leaving you filled with regret? I'm just saying, because like this whole promising, I'm going to start fresh on Monday again, like you just keep doing that. I promise you, you blink and next thing you know, a whole month goes by, and then another month goes by. And the next thing you know, it's 2026 or it's 2027 or it's 20, whatever year you're listening to this. And nothing's changed. Because I want you to understand that this is not about willpower, or it's not about being motivated. It's truly just being aware that there's a cycle that you're stuck in right now. And it's about you breaking that freaking cycle that you very much are now, after listening to this, well aware of. And again, just a reminder, please don't come at this from criticism, judgment, or none of that. All right? None of it. I won't have it. Not up in here. I need you to have an open heart and open mind about this, like I said, and be just curious. There's so many ways to approach this, but the one thing I want you to do is to make sure you're curious and have compassion for yourself. All right? Because the thing about it is, I need you to realize something, that All of this, like what you're in, this is just you being stuck in survival mode and you operating from some, outdated freaking methods of going hard. And like I said, this industry makes you feel like you're doing something wrong and that you're broken, and that somehow, by buying a little supplement, buying another freaking diet plan, or jumping into this whatever, it's gonna magically help. And if it doesn't work, they'll tell you that it's because you lack discipline. Nah, the approach was fucked up from the get go. Okay? The approach was fucked up in the get go. They fix you, they can't. They can't sell to you. If they can't sell to you, they can't make money. If they can't make money, that hurts their bottom line. I mean, that's just how the world goes. And now, so my invitation for you, instead of showing up with this F it mentality, I need you to say, and right now, I want you to try it. Say it out loud with me, okay? I deserve better. I deserve better. I deserve better boundaries, and not just boundaries with people and things, but I need you to have better boundaries with yourself. That is the most important one. My clients will tell you all day. This is the one I always harp about. Boundaries are so important, but no one talks about the fact that the most important boundary is the one that you have with yourself. But that's a topic for another day. I'll come back to that. All right. You also can say, I deserve better energy. Because I know y'all are tired as hell being stuck in this loop. Just between Monday to like spending the weekdays like under eating, overtraining, stressed the hell out. You ain't in the mood. You hate it. You feel the Monday blues. You just have the Sunday scaries. You just all over the place with this. You don't feel your best at all. So then when it comes to the weekend, come Friday, you're like, you just need a little reprieve. I get it. I get it. And you think this little bit of like, indulgence is like, at least you can have something for yourself. Like, I deserve this. And it feels good in that moment. Yes. But it also, a couple days later, come Sunday, it don't feel so good no more. You regret everything you do. And that's not, we don't got time for that. And then here you go again, restarting the same thing. And you know what's actually like, just a tangent for a little bit here. You know what's so detrimental about this loop is every single time you have to start and stop and restart again and do this, you're actually building evidence about yourself that you are just not capable of making it happen. And that alone, and that belief, and that mindset, that right there will eat away at your confidence or whatever confidence you have left. If you believe that you can make it happen, but then constantly every single time you try, you find yourself failing. Okay. Again, on the mindset part, it's not that you're failing. You think you're failing because it didn't go the way that you want to, but also you think you're failing because you're not taking the lesson and you're not reflecting on what happened, and you're walking away allowing the ways that you fell short to define you, to make it mean something about you, instead of like, hey, this is what I've learned and this is how I'm going to move forward from that. This is how I'm going to choose to show up differently so that the next week can be better. It's just about like 1% better every day. Anyways, back to the affirmation. Another thing you can affirm, instead of saying it, you can say, I deserve better. I deserve to have better intentions. Now, intentions is really just how you show up. All right. Now that you're aware of potentially how like you're showing up that isn't really helping you, better intention just means that, okay, how do I actually want to show up for myself? How do I want my week to look like? Because you sure as hell know how you don't want it to look like, but how do you actually want to show up? What do you actually want to do? And it comes back to that one example I was telling you about, right? Like, yeah, we want to reward ourselves for the weekend, but how come the way to reward ourselves over the weekend are things that we end up regretting? Why can't it be something that actually helps us? Why can't it be something that actually leaves us feeling good, not filled with stupid ass regret come Sunday? Why not? So just find what that is for you. Pause. There was something I needed to talk about. What is it? Intention. I'm going to read you something. Okay, what intention means, or what having better intention means. It means to be conscious of your motivations and acting with purpose and a desire to positively impact yourself and others, and aligning your actions with your values and your goals rather than being driven by impulsive reactions or negative impulses. There's so much in that, especially the part about aligning your actions with your values and your goals, but that is another podcast for another day. I promise you that is gonna have to be another day, because this is just already too much, I swear to God. Anyways, all of that to say, I need you to be intentional with how you move, how you eat, how you rest, and how you talk to yourself. Because the goal for you isn't to be perfect. It's to make forward progress. If you're going to fumble forwards, meaning if you're going to mess up, if you're going to fumble the ball, at the very least, Keep a momentum going forward. Do something better moving forward. When you know better, you do better. So have the intention, go in with the intention of like, hey, you know what? Hey, last week wasn't it. These are the things I noticed about myself. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So you know what? Going into this week, 1% better means that I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. So what are some of those things that you can do? What could this week look like if it was 1% better? 1% better. Please don't try to like fix everything all at once. Just don't. Okay? Let's not go there. And just a reminder, and this sucks, I know, but like you'll never truly get to where you want to go if you keep doing the thing that's keeping you stuck. And I've had to coach a lot of my clients through this. Like I said, I love coaching my clients through breakdowns and breakthroughs. Okay. So just start showing up like the version of you who's already free from this freaking loop, this cycle of restricting, rebelling, regretting, and like repeating the whole thing again. Like just start showing up like her. And that gets to look like you taking the time to one, be aware of all the ways that you're like things that you're doing right now that's keeping you stuck. And then just pick one freaking thing that you're going to work on. Okay. What's one thing? How can you make this upcoming week just 1% better? And then on a day to day practice, like I said, affirm instead of going into the weekend with F it mentality, go in and like, I deserve better. I deserve to have better boundaries. I deserve to have better energy. I deserve to be in a better mood. I deserve to have better intentions, and I have to deserve to have like just better this, that, the third, whatever the heck you want it to be. I deserve to have a better lifestyle. I deserve to have a better body. I deserve to whatever the hell you want. Just affirm to you say and to yourself and say it. Like instead of going fuck it, as like I deserve better ways of coping. Oh gosh, that's another topic. Coping, emotional eating, stress eating, and coping mechanism. That's a whole topic. So if you want me to cover that, please let me know. But whether you want me to or not, I'm just going to cover it because it was already in the docket for me to do so. So there's just so much. And I can go on for days, like I said, but I just want you to realize that, like I said in the beginning, just be mindful of how this shows up in your life and be very kind as you're looking at yourself. Like, don't beat yourself up over the fact that you're doing this or that you're stuck in this loop. The beautiful thing about being stuck in a loop is you can get out of it. You can get out of it. And if there's anything I can do to help you, support you, or whatever, reach out to me on IG. Just message me. If it's easier for you to just jump on a call with me, best way to do it, click in the show notes. There'll be a link to either my website or to apply for coaching. All of it will lead you to a place where you can book a call with me and snag a spot in the calendar. We can literally just go into it and just leave me a little note like, hey, I just wanted to chat. Or you can literally just go in my DM, send me a voice message or send me a message. Just let me know what's going on. And we can go from there and I can help you through that. I actually love, as you can tell, I be yapping a lot on this. Like I can go on and on and on. And I would love to help you through this if you want to break through the cycle. Because guess what? You deserve that shit. Unless you don't want to put in the work, then maybe you deserve to space duck. So because if there's one thing about me, I refuse to work with someone who's not ready to put in the work. Because what the hell that look like? You don't hire me for me to tell you what to do and then do the work for you. I'm sorry, but you gotta pull your own slack. Okay, none of this is gonna happen if you expect for me to do all the work for you. That's not going. No, 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 no. You get to put in the work. Okay. All right. I'm just the co-captain. You're the captain of the ship. So, but it starts with just having a conversation, right? So if you want to connect on just like how to, in a way, move through and get away from this cycle, blah, 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 like happy to do it. Just message me on Instagram. You can book a call on my calendar if you want. Do whatever you need to do, whatever feels aligned with you. At the end of the day, just remember to do this from a place of straight up curiosity and compassion. All right. Not criticism, not shame, none of that. No beating yourself up over this. Like I said, the only reason why we're even really truly going at this the way that we are is because you can't fix a problem you don't know you have. And if this is like resonating with you, then guarantee that you are probably doing this or have done this before. And if you are currently struggling with that, then guess what? Just take some of the tips that I shared today, starting with the awareness, starting with going into the week with the intention of like how do I want this week to be 1% better? How do I want to show up just 1% better this upcoming week? And affirming to yourself, shifting away from the fuck it mentality more to I deserve better. You deserve better what? Right? I deserve better, period. Or you can say, I deserve better boundaries. Because I think in order for you to break the cycle, part of it is like every time you get like you get that moment of like wanting to say F it, you get to challenge it in a way by saying, nah, I deserve better. I deserve better from myself. I deserve better from myself because little old me wants to sit here and, sit on the couch and eat ice cream and watch TV and skip my workout. But I deserve better than that. I don't deserve to say, I don't care about my goals. I don't deserve to bail on myself. I don't deserve to not follow through on my commitments. I don't deserve to flake on me. This is what I'm going to leave you with. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Now, I know I talked about this primarily around nutrition, but this also shows up in fitness with your workouts. This also shows up in how you sleep, also shows up in your stress management and self-care. Like, it's everywhere. So with that being said, be very, very, very gentle with yourself. Okay. However, if gentleness doesn't work for you, then you can be a little extra spicy. You can tell yourself whatever you need to do. Like, for example, like, bitch, get it together. Quit this bullshit. You deserve better from yourself. We need, how many more fucking fuck ups do we get to have before we get to be enough? So what we covered today is essentially how we're so good at being disciplined on the weekdays just to completely go in a spiral or overindulge over the weekend, to be riddled with shame come Sunday and swear to God that we're going to start fresh tomorrow and fully lock the hell in. Okay. What we've also effectively highlighted is the cycle and being stuck in this like 4 R's: restricting, rebelling, regretting, and repeating that whole thing all over again. Restriction is also just another way of depriving yourself. And this loop that you're in is also just another way of you being all or nothing and trying to be perfect at everything and using punishment instead of self-love, and showing up from like a compensatory type of like place of trying to make up for your calories that you overate, trying to burn off. And the thing about it is the most frustrating thing about that this is so exhausting on more than the physical level. This is exhausting on emotional level. It eats at your own confidence and your willpower. All right. Like, the fact that you're feeling like you're inconsistent in all of this because there's just like, one, you can't keep up with it. You can't find any level of consistency. And because you can't, you're not seeing the results. And then that just like completely messes you up and eats at you. And we ain't got time for that. That's not it. We don't have to go about it like that. And I want you to know that none of that is your fault. Okay. But what would be your fault though is now that you know that you're in that and you're not doing anything about it, that right there, you need to take a full accountability for. But if you've been stuck in this loop, but you weren't aware of it, and now that you are, please take action. Because when you are not, guess what? At that point, you have to hold yourself accountable. That's just it. Okay. Yeah, got to. You don't get to sit here and be like, oh, I'm very aware of my own issues, but I'm not going to do anything about it. But I'm going to go ahead and bitch and moan about the result I don't have from the work that I didn't put in. I can't stand them. I can't stand them. If you're like that, please stay away from me. Stay away from me because y'all triggered the hell out of me. Nothing makes me more pissed off than people complaining about results that they did not work for. I'm like, what? You sound entitled. What you mean? You want all of this, but you're not willing to do the work? Oh my God, please. May that love never find me. May that type of people, may them type of people never find me, because I swear, I'll be like, oh, hell no. But all jokes aside, though, now that you're aware, please do something about it. And if you're not sure how to, I'm happy to help you out. Just hit me up on the Instagram at GRAZHEL. All the links are in the show notes. You just click, and do your thing. Okay, that is going to be your first step. Is if you are aware, do something about it. If you're not sure or you don't know how to fully move through it, or if you need more support or whatever have you, just message me. But that's all I have for today. I'll see you on the next one. Toodles. Bye. Love you so much.